Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Mysterious Cameraman, and today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who, The New Pandemic. So this is a fan film that released by Solitary Pictures about a week ago at this point. This is called the Definitive Edition. I didn't know if there was a non-definitive edition, but that's what we're reviewing today. This fan film's a little over an hour, and I have some things to say about it. So this is 12 days old, so I'm a little behind. This is one of the fan films that came to us through Fan Film Fest. Not Fan Film Fest. Oh, crap, I just spoiled it. Through the Fan Film Finder. And you can submit your own fan films to Fan Film Finder. If you, how can I say this? If you want me to review a fan film, submit it through Fan Film Finder, and I might review it. So yeah, let's jump into it. It looks like The New Pandemic, now that I see it, released as Season 1, Episode 4 of the series, and then it looks like this was like the remake of it. But this episode was an hour and 6 minutes, and it was actually a pretty solid. I actually thought this was actually very good. I watched it over the span of a day because I wasn't able to all watch it at once. But I'll say, I want to just make this clear. I'm not a Doctor Who person. I've never seen a Doctor Who thing in my life. I think I may have actually a few times. I just don't ever. I've never seen Doctor Who, so unlike a Marvel fan film, when I say, I'm going in blind with this one, I don't know very much about this, whatever, this one is one I'm really going in blind on. I have no clue, really, anything about this universe, so I have no clue, really, what to expect or anything like that. So this is the first time in a long time when I'm really going in blind on a project. And I'll say, this wasn't bad. Actually, it wasn't bad at all. It was actually very good. I think the biggest thing that I noticed is it felt high budget, but also low budget. And what I mean by that is overall, I feel like this fan film actually felt pretty high budgeted, especially in its looks and stuff. And especially in its practical effects, but I'll get to that. But overall, in my opinion, this fan film felt like, it didn't feel like a fan film necessarily. You can sometimes watch a fan film, it'll feel like a movie. This felt like people coming together, let's just make a film. And I feel like that actually has a charm to it that I haven't seen in a fan film in a long time. And I'm actually very happy about that because I've never seen something like that in years, maybe. It's been a while. But this fan film was good. It was very good. It was long. I'll say the plot was good though. I'll say the plot was good. I think maybe a few things could have been cut from it. Overall, though, I think it actually had a very interesting plot. I think Doctor Who kind of coming back and seeing the pandemic and all that lockdown stuff, and then having the whole robot thing, I think that's a very interesting idea. Seeing the parallels between COVID and the robots, I thought that was actually done very well. And I thought the story overall was actually pretty good. I feel like the robots were threatening as a villain. Think that them as a villainous group actually felt like they had, with them being the last humans on Earth, or in that sector, I think it was. But I feel like those robots actually felt like pretty good villains for this series. And really, I actually thought this film as a whole did a lot of things that I very much enjoyed. I don't know if I watched the original one from a year ago, if I would feel differently, but I actually felt like this was very good. I know they made a whole documentary on it, so I feel like that was very much a big release for them. But I actually feel like this was a very good thing. This was really good. It was very good. I think especially their practical effects, because there isn't necessarily a category in the 6 points for it. But I actually feel like the practical effects were actually very good in this. I think the suits, I was very impressed with the amount of robot suits they had. I don't know if they have those lying around somewhere. I feel like that looked just like I like practical effects at times. I thought the Doctor Who costume at least looked cool. I think what's inside the phone booth, the little, all the crystals on that time spear cylinder thing. Don't really know what it's called. I thought that looked good in the tent or whatever. And then there was in that room. I thought that was all fun. I thought it all looked pretty good. And I think that was probably one of my favorite parts of it. I felt like this fan film actually looked very good at times. It had a lot of good shots. And I think the plot of it was actually very good. I really liked the way that the robots were built up. I like that we didn't get them at the start and we had those rivaling plots. So once we eventually got to the robots being the biggest threat, it felt like it worked. And especially at the end when they didn't have anyone remember the robots. And the robots were kind of just like no one remembered them and the sacrifices that were made weren't remembered. I thought that was actually of such an interesting idea. Like they were back to COVID, so they had to make, even though as bad as COVID is, it's actually a very interesting idea that they propose. As bad as COVID is, the robots were worse and they had to make that choice. I think that was such a very interesting idea that they did. And even furthering that, I felt like what they did with the robots, like how no one remembered them, but they wanted to remember the other heroes. I thought that was actually done so well. So let's just jump into the 6 points because I don't have so much to say about this because I'm not a Doctor Who fan. Directing was good. I actually felt like there was some very strong shots in this. Editing, I won't say was the strongest, but I feel like the editing was actually strong at times and were weak at other times. So I feel like there was a good middle ground, but I actually was definitely impressed at times. Acting was very good. I feel like a lot of the performances were very good, and there was a big cast, and I like that. Like I felt like it didn't feel like extras. It didn't feel like reused cast members. Story was good. That's all I have to say, really. Choreography was good. There wasn't so much choreography, but it was fine. I'd say that was probably one of the weakest parts. And then the music was good. I don't know the Doctor Who theme, so I don't know if it was used. I don't fully remember it as well. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I thought this was a very impressive fan film. I didn't think this, as someone who doesn't love Doctor Who, I think it's impressive that you made me feel like it was a good fan film. Because I was expecting to go into this and be like, okay, it was a fine fan film, but it wasn't, I don't love Doctor Who. But I actually felt like this was a very good introduction to this character. I don't really intend to watch Doctor Who in the future, but I actually feel like this was very good. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.